little kids, when they're growing up, as they're growing up, it's very important developmentally, they have two forms of action. Bateman and Fonagy talk about this. Two forms of action. One form of action is psychic equivalence. And psychic equivalence is everything that's going on outside is consistent with what's going on inside. Psychic equivalence. And the other side is pretend function. And pretend function is what's going on, I'm pretending, and it has nothing to do with how things really are. You know, when I apologize to the board, if somebody says, Keith, do you really think the board was minded? And I go, no. You know, I would recoil, like a little kid would recoil. A little kid, for instance, pushing, this is one study was done, a little kid was pushing a chair around going bang, 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 bang. Parent came and said, is that a tank? It was a 3-year-old. The kid put the chair down and walked away. The parent didn't get that he was in pretend mode. And it offended him, it hurt him. Yeah. Now what the two parents do, now psychic equivalent it would be the opposite. Psychic equivalent is I'm upset, you're upset. And everybody, Santa Barbara's upset. You know, the United States is upset. I mean, actually, that's true right now. We're all upset. Woo, we're all going to die. And as they do that, the child begins to blend the pretend thing, which has nothing to do with reality, and the psychic equivalence, where it has everything to do with reality. And the child learns what Peter Fonagy calls mentalization. In other words, the child learns they can have psychological states that are connected to the outside world but aren't equivalent to them. This ability to be aware of my states and your states and how they affect us is called mentalization. And borderline personality disorders can't do this under stress. And this is what causes their pathology. And treatment, psychological treatment that treats that disorder without focusing on teaching them mentalization, keeps them sick longer. This is what Fonagy's research showed. And psychotherapy that focuses on that helps them grow. This is where someone took the studies, external studies of borderlines, and children, focused in on how they experienced the world, you know, the psychic equivalence and the pretend function, focused in on how they interacted in the we space with mothers, how it felt to them, brought it together into a theoretical, testable series of hypotheses, and came up with a treatment mode that is the most superior treatment mode for treating borderline personality disorder that anybody's discovered, using all these things simultaneously. Now, we're going to do some external regulation, and we did this in the workshop. I'm going to do it again.